At this time, please join me in welcoming our first honored student speaker this evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Samuel Weiner with The Path to Love.
We all led very different lives through our time here, and all experienced life differently. However, we all experienced some form of pain. Something had hurt us, something had affected us. And we see this pain as something to push against, something to fight. But what if we thought about this pain as something to embrace and use to make us better? High school teaches a lot. I can proudly say I can integrate a lot of functions or speak some very limited French, sorry madame, and recite much of US history thanks to the amazing Miss Kuchek. But the one thing school doesn't ever address directly is the inevitability of pain, or even the best way to deal with that pain. But no matter how complicated, pain is important. It can mold and shape you to learn coping skills, and it helps us develop a truer sense of self. Most importantly, I've come to learn that pain allows us to access our deepest essence as humans, our strongest emotion, love. I've had pain in my life. Last January, I lost my mother, and it rocked me to my core. It sent me spiraling down a dark hole I never thought I could escape, one that I didn't even realize I was in. And ever since entering into therapy this past December, I've realized, over time, I've been depressed for even longer, ever since her original diagnosis. And depression is such an odd thing. It controls you, suppresses you, but you hold it back. You don't let people see it, and much less them know of it. It's so stigmatized it becomes worse. This is not the first time I've tried to write a speech involving the loss of my mother. I wrote the eulogy for her funeral, but fell apart after the opening joke about her height. The pain I had cut so deep, and I didn't realize it until I got up to speak at her funeral. And to this day, I keep that eulogy in my wallet, always with me. I also carry with me a picture of her, and around my neck, a charm she wore at all times. It's a baby shoe with my birthstone and my name on it. She wore 4 of these, one for each child, serving as a reminder of her love for us. The past years have been a struggle, one that ultimately molded my thought patterns. I gained a greater empathy for the pain of others, an inclination to think about humanity more deeply and passionately. The pain created a greater reliance on love. I found strength in the love for my mother, for myself, and my family. Even through the tears, at times when I cried so much I had no left in me, love continued to persist as strength. I can remember so vividly that night in the hospital room, and more particularly the actions of one nurse, a woman who did not know me, only knowing what had just happened, shielded my eyes from watching the doctors remove tubes from my mother. A nurse, not sure of my name, held me in her arms as I cried, showing me love and compassion, calming me in a time of chaos. Her love had helped me to cope in the short time we knew each other. Love allowed me to cope with the almost unbearable weight of the pain, but it also changed me to see and understand others' pains and emotions. When my dad lost his mom years ago, for some reason I wasn't able to understand his pain. Perhaps because I was young and naive, but with the loss of my mother, I had this understanding of his pain back then. It is from the love we have of a person do we feel this pain, but also do we develop a greater sense of love. If my mother, Dr. Aviva Katz, not Weiner, could see me up here talking to all of you, I think I would see her tear up out of love. There's so much I have wanted to tell her and show her, and will never have that chance to see her, to hear her, or just hug her. I keep that pain with me every day to remind me of the urgency of love, to love everyone. I remember just this emptiness, this darkness that shrouded everything. Colors and sounds became distractions in my life rather than something to enjoy. It was the love for my mother that brought them back into my life. Our world is seemingly full of pain. This world has mass shootings, destructive climate change, war, famine, and discrimination. Scary as it may be, we must respond with love. Look for the pockets of love and make them prominent in your life. Use that love to make your life and others better. Consider the Hebrew word tzedakah, the Jewish moral obligation to charity. I hope you all remember this word as it embodies the philosophy that love is what combats pain and problems. We saw this firsthand in the aftermath of the horrific hate crime committed on the Shul Tree of Life. My synagogue saw millions of people come together in our community and across the world to help. As a community, the Jewish community, and our shul in particular, we worked through it. We've been able to do so thanks to tzedakah. And for Tree of Life and many other issues in the world, many of you have participated in a march, or given financial support, or even volunteered your time. These are ways of responding with love. These are examples of tzedakah. When you go forward in your life, please remember the word tzedakah. We can't wait. We must love now, because things leave in the blink of an eye. So find and cherish that love now when you can. Embrace others, share stories, talk about emotions. Love. Congratulations, class of 2019.